Welcome back everyone. On today's video, we're going to be discussing TD Bank's incoming dividend increase. I, for one, am really excited about it because TD Bank happens to be my second largest holding. I really have a lot of belief and conviction in this stock, and I mean, it's easy to see why. I don't need to explain it to you. If you're watching this video on TD Bank, you likely own it and love it for a good reason. Now on the screen here I have TD's dividend increase history dating back from 1995 up until 2022. You can find this in the Q2 2022 investor presentation. So as you can see, from 95 it was 22 cents per share and all the way up to a whopping 356. Now this isn't normal. This is a gigantic increase up and to the right. This is what you want in a dividend paying company. I only say that it's not normal because you don't tend to find this in most companies. This is a huge dividend compounder. This is something that makes me really happy, and you can see that they have a absolutely insane 164-year continuous dividend history, meaning they've never missed a payment. This one, you can set it and forget it because they're going to pay, they're going to increase, and they're going to reward us as shareholders. Now, I'm saying that TD is going to be giving us an incoming dividend increase because the last time they increased, it was in December. Usually, TD Bank happens to raise the dividend at the end of the year. And, you know, last year and the year before was the pandemic year, so things were a little bit off. The Office of the Superintendent had restrictions on banks and insurance companies raising their dividends. As soon as that ended, boom, TD, just like the other banks, they gave us a huge raise. And, you know, it was over 12%, so it was absolutely fantastic of a raise. And now, you know, the economic landscape of Canada and America, everywhere that they do business, is slowly changing. So they're going to have to reevaluate and give us another raise this year because they are making a lot of money. However, it's not going to be as big as last year. Last year was just over 12%. We're not going to see that this year. I'm just going to be honest with you. A couple of reasons is, one, the uncertainty in the economy, but two is the amount of acquisitions that they're making. They're spending billions of dollars to get a bigger foothold in America. They want their U.S. banking numbers up, and they're spending a ton of money to ensure that they do. As of today, September 2nd, TD Bank's trading at $85 and change per share, and it's giving us a generous 4.16% yield. So at the end of this year, with all the acquisitions that they've been making, I'm going to say we're going to get a dividend raise in between 6 and 9%. It's a little bit of a guess. It's a little bit of a hypothesis just because the Royal Bank and National Bank, that was in line with what they've given us. However, the Bank of Nova Scotia and CIBC has given us much less, closer to 2% range, but I do believe that they will raise their dividends twice this year. So we're going to see another raise from the Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce and the Bank of Nova Scotia, as they do not want to be left behind. They obviously do have the highest yields of all the banks. However, you know, they're not going to just raise it 2% this year unless the PCLs get like just right out of hand. I would really not foresee that happening. However, back to TD, I really do think we'll be in the 6 to 9% range, and we should be happy with that as shareholders because the yield already is 4.16. This is really healthy. There's been such a pullback this year on TD Bank. We started the year just around $100, went up to 108, I believe. Yep, and now we're at 85. Just, you know, just if anyone bought this bank in the $108 range, I just want to make sure no one's feeling bad out there. Just as a side note, I bought this thing at 99. I bought it at 50. I bought it at 82 the other day. I'm going to continue to buy this company. It's going to go on sale. It's going to become slightly overpriced at times. It honestly doesn't matter because, you know, when you look back to that dividend raise chart slide I just showed you, you're really going to be rewarded over a long period of time. Now, if you want to hold this thing for a year or two and then try to sell for, you know, a little capital appreciation, it could happen. I mean, no one can tell you what the stock's going to do in a year or two, but I can tell you with, you know, a good amount of certainty and conviction that in 15 and 20 years, it's going to be worth a ton more, and you're going to have a humongous dividend, especially if you keep reinvesting and, you know, dripping and buying more TD. That's really going to get you ahead over the long term. If anyone thinks TD Bank's going to give us a much higher or much lower dividend raise this year, let me know, but give me a good reason why you think that. I feel pretty confident in my reasoning, my rationale going forward. But regardless of that, even if we got no raise, I'm still buying more of this company. It's absolutely fantastic. I love it. I hope you do too. Give me a like and subscribe, guys, and I'll see you next time. Take care.